I'm filming this the day before Thanksgiving here in the US during 2020. So I'm got no travel plans. I'm staying at home. And I felt like I needed to kind of connect to my family a little bit because I miss them, and really the holidays are all about family for me. So I'm wearing one of my aunt's super bitchin' sweaters that she knit in the 80s, and it's just perfection. So I'm going to be doing a little makeup look that is based off of this because this sweater is incredible. I've got a couple other ones from her that are just, how do you even do that? So maybe this will become a series, I don't know. I am already, moisturized and all that fun stuff. Now I gotta moisturize my lips. I'm just using a lip treatment, nothing fancy. I'm not really going for any color there today. I'm going to be doing a little bit of concealing underneath my eyes because I feel like I need it just a little bit today. Not a whole lot, so I'm taking, oh no! That is way too much. Oh, no. Oh no. Oh no. So we're just gonna roll with it. I've got a whole bunch of extra stuff on my hand, so I'm gonna just put it out there just in case I need it later. So let's just keep blending here. So fun fact about my side of the family that I'm closest to, both like, personally and geographically, they are pretty much all fiber artists in some aspect, with the exception of my dad and his brother. So my my grandfather, was this amazing cross-stitch artist. He was in the Coast Guard, so during his downtime, he'd just go in there and cross-stitch stuff. I'm honestly really excited to inherit some of his stuff because I really appreciate what he did. It was precision work and it was beautiful. I myself dabble in the fiber arts, but my stuff is really not serious at all. Like, my philosophy when it comes to art and also when it comes to makeup is just like, I'm here to have fun. Don't want to put too much pressure on myself or else it becomes unfun. It is no surprise to me that my aunt, after dealing with her mother who knitted them all sweaters and hats and mittens and made them quilts and stuff like that, there's no surprise that this came out looking professional as hell. We are concealed underneath the eyes a little bit. I'm gonna forego traditional eye primer today. I'm gonna try out using this white concealer as my base because I really want these colors to pop and I want it to look a little bit more frosty because there's a lot of white in here. So I'm gonna, let's be smart. I'm gonna put a little bit out on the top of my hand so I don't just dunk myself in more concealer. And then we're gonna try to apply it. Oh god, even that was probably too much. This stuff is it's pretty hardcore. Parkour. I'm gonna try to bring it up here a little bit and just make it disappear off into the ether. Like, yes, my skin around my eyes is naturally vampiric and pale. Why do you ask? That's actually not too bad. It just looks brighter. My under eye concealer is already creasing. Who cares? I got creases under there. It happens anyway. No matter what kind of concealer I use, and if I powder there, yeah, it'll keep it from creasing a little bit, but I got crepey under eyes, sis, and I don't like the look of having them powdered. It just makes me look like I have testicles on my face, but just only in one very specific area under my eyes. If you haven't figured out by now, I am definitely a fan of one eyeshadow looks because, lazy, and they're fun, they're simplistic. They harken back to, way back in the day, I'm talking grade school when I was getting into makeup. I've got this lovely purple that's got a whole bunch of teal and blue reflex in it. And while this isn't an exact match for the purple in the sweater, I still feel like it does a pretty good job of being an excellent substitute. So, I'm trying to put this in my inner corner without totally fucking my shit up. And since I have hooded eyes that are deep set, whenever I look forward, where'd the color go? Where'd it go? So we're gonna just drag that shit up a little bit more because I want people to be able to see how absolutely purple and sparkly I can be. Actually, now that I think about it, my dad did do a little bit of like, you know, when you wax a cloth and then you dye it or dye over it. He does have a piece and it's fantastic. It's like some dinosaur critter that like never really existed on Earth. It's just a highly caricatured representation of a dinosaur, I think, and his name is Filbert, and it's a small piece. It's like this big, but I love that thing. I love that thing. If I could steal anything from my dad's house apart from his cats, it would definitely be Filbert. Actually, I might steal my dad too, because like he's really cool and we need to hang out. Filbert's really cool. Filbert used to live in my room when I was a kid, and I don't know why Filbert didn't just automatically stay with me throughout my entire life. So, I miss you, buddy. Oh, and also, like, it's super easy to hit pan on Super Shock Shadows because it's like a putty and it's very shallow. But hey, it's the first time I've hit pan on an eyeshadow in years. Like, admittedly, the past, I want to say like 4, maybe 5 years, I was not really into makeup all that much. But like, hey, look at me actually using stuff. Woo woo. I also really like this eyeshadow because it just reminds me of like leading up to Y2K a little bit. Like it's almost kind of like space agey, but it's definitely early aughts, like back when Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie and like Jessica Simpson were all over the tabloids. It harkens back to a more simplistic, really stupid time. I'm going to be using a teal color as an eyeliner since, like, you know, look at this, I can't do a winged liner. I'm just going to be doing a little line, not too far into my eye because I don't want all that blue to just be what you see. I lied, I'm going to do a teeny tiny wing, like an itty bitty tiny wing, just to elongate it a little bit. So there we go, that looks good. I'm just going to start dragging that shit. I want it to stop, let's see, stop right here. Let's do that on the other side. Right there. Okay. And just keep going on. These neon eyeshadow or eyeliners from, where is this from? Is this LA Girl? LA Girl. I really like them. They're very fun, bright colors. There's plenty of options, although I wish that there were more. And they're really accessible and they're really inexpensive. They're not like the world's best ones that I've ever tried, but I am rather fond of them. Alright, so maybe drag it in a little bit more. I hate doing eyeliner because my eyelids have so much give and it just ends up being this wild mess that I have to be really gentle about. Just wing that sucker. Okay, it went pretty far up. This direction. I probably should have marked out my wings before, like, get all the dots to where they're supposed to be so they look symmetrical, but, you know, when my eyes are open, it doesn't matter. Alright, and keep on going. Let's get this stuff on here. Ooh, another fun fact about my dad was he was in the armed forces. He had a major that was from Poland, or, you know, his parents immigrated from Poland. And, oh God, I just love this name. I really hope that he got promoted to general at some point because his last name was spelled P-A-N-E-K. So it was Major Panic. But it's looking a little thick towards the end, so let's go over it maybe one more time because working over Super Shock shadows is kind of hard with a very creamy gel liner. Let's get my brows brushed up a little bit. I'm having a really bad hair day. I've got some cowlicks that are just up in full force. So I think tonight is going to be wash day, so I can just kind of reset it. The fun thing about my hair is that I just kind of air dry it and it does what it's supposed to do. I kind of guided along a little bit with my bangs. I kind of like flatten them down on my forehead when they're still wet, so they kind of like know what they're supposed to do. But everything else, I'm just like, yeah, just do whatever, dude. And it generally works out. Since this is from the 80s, let's like feather out our brows a little bit. Let's get that whole Brooke Shields thing going. Ooh, yeah. Do I want to do a blush that's similar to this raspberry shade, slash do I actually have a color that is similar to that raspberry shade? We're gonna do some blush. This bright ass raspberry-ish color. And even though it's an eyeshadow, I'm still just gonna use it as a blush. It's a powder product with a pigment in it. It's not that hard to figure out, although they are a little harder to blend sometimes. So during my break from doing beauty videos, I actually got into more traditional mediums of art. I obviously picked up fiber arts. I've done a lot of not cross stitch, but just stitched projects. I've learned how to mend my clothes a little bit better, which is a really useful skill to have. And it's too bright on that side. And it really kind of got me out of my shell and gave me the ability to think more about how to use products for their unintended purposes, if it's safe, obviously. I no longer look at things designated as eyeshadow, bronzer, blush, or anything. I'm like, that shade's nice. It looks like I can put it here. Like, hell, I have a lot of fun putting some like chapstick on my lips and then pressing in wild pigments like yellow or whatever and just having that as a lipstick, and I think it's just really effing cute. It's really fun. Had I not done that, I probably would have stuck to everything's like intended purpose, because I am a stickler, and when I, you know, determine something in my mind, that's like its use. You don't go away from that use. But now we do. Yay, personal growth and growth in an artistic field. Lastly, we gotta get on some mascara. I've got another crappy mascara here. This one isn't nearly as bad, but the packaging is just so excessive and bulky. It's also got this gimmicky eyelash curler, which doesn't work. It's too small and it just doesn't crimp them too well. So yeah, in order to do that, you gotta like twist off this and get your brush out. Oh, did I flick some of this on my chin? There we go. It's gone. The formula on this isn't terrible. I like the very natural way it looks when it's applied. But the packaging is terrible. You should be selling a mascara for how good it is, not for like a gimmicky reason. Because honestly, like, if I bought something like this, I'd be pissed off that I paid extra for something that didn't work. And every time I look in the mirror, I'm not happy with my blush. Honestly, blush is the thing that takes me the longest out of everything, I think, to get absolutely right. It would probably help if I had a mirror that actually shows both sides of my face. But, you know, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And this is the final look. Just something a little simple, a little fun, very colorful. Me, literally, as a descriptor, that's just me. Someday maybe I'll do another blush placement, but not this day. I'm really digging this one. I like this so much more than any other kind of blush application I've done. Thank you so much for watching, and maybe I'll see you later.